All right, man. No one in the house yet. I was able to run and get some water. Talking to myself. Who will be the first to pop in on this weekend gathering, man? Looking forward to this one, man. Woohoo! Live from Southern Oregon. All right, one person in the house. Who we got? What's up, Gigi? First one in the house. Welcome, Gigi. What's up, Guarfan? Canada in the house. Nick's in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you guys. What up, cuz? How you doing, man? Just had to get some water in my trusty water bottle. Hoo-hoo. What's happening, Angus? You made it, man. Thanks. Appreciate you, man. I just signed on. Boom. This is the quickest response I think I've had on a live, man. Cheers, guys. Bloody, what advice do you have for a rocker going through a breakup due to excessive behavior? Break up. There's no easy way to do it, man. It's all pain. This whole realm is suffering, man. It's a matter of, do we suffer in misery or with grace? You just have to walk away from the table sometimes, my brother, and let the heart break, because it will definitely heal. And when one door closes, another one opens. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I just realized I had this shirt for years, right? And I could, these are like black, but you can flip them over and it matches like this. I didn't know that, man. I'm like, yeah, it's a styling shirt. I like it. Thank you, Guarfan. Angus, cheers, man. Michael's in the house. How you doing, man? What are you talking about, bro? You're talking about past videos or something? I don't have an abusive, psychotic girlfriend. You're crazy, man. I'm talking about stuff from decades ago. Ken, what's up? From the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Cardinal Ken is his name. How you doing, Lothar? Doing good, man. Friday night, chilling out. Glad to have you guys here, of course. What's up, Pepsi? From Red Lobster. Okay, you had some seafood. What'd you eat, man? Did you have lobster? Now I'm getting some of these messages on the screen that say view message, and that means they're blocked for some weird reason, so I don't usually look at them. It's usually trolls. Thanks for being here Friday night. Yeah, Cardinal Ken's in the house. Yep, the tribe is gathering. That's right, man. I had to run and get some water a minute ago because I realized the room I'm in is kind of warm, man. What's up, Bella from Spain? Bella's in the house. You made it. It's 4 a.m. in Spain right now. you are in for the long haul, Bella? Vampire girl. Uh-oh, I gotta see something. Stuff's scrolling by pretty fast here. I'm gonna look on the screen. Alan's in the house. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Did I see the Chuck Biscuits put up a bunch of super rare Danzig videos on YouTube? No, I didn't, but I want to see that. Glad to have you here, man. You had the Midwest Shrimp Bowl. Effing killer. Nice, Pepsi. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name right, but yeah, that's cool. Hope it was good, man. Brother Bill Meisner's in the house. Guitar player from Bloody Mess and the Scabs down in Hollywood. What's up, bro? Just popping in for a few minutes from work. Glad to have you here, Bill, man. Good to see ya. Right now. I'm controlling your mind. All right, Laura Squirrel. What's up, Laura? My friend. I'm glad you're here, man. MGM's here from New Hampshire. Thanks for being here. Guarfan's got a little bong trying to find that green from up in Canada. You know what, man? I got some stuff ready to smoke too, but YouTube's been weird to me lately. They've been like sending me messages. We're going to demonetize you because you smoke too much weed on your shows or your videos, or you cuss too much, or this or that. It's censorship sucks. But I've got my party favors. I'm just going to have to try to keep it off camera a little bit because, you know, everyone needs to make some bread, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, screw those rules, dude. Bongs, yes. Ha 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 ha. What's up, House of... why can't I pronounce it, man? House of Kinziwa. What's up? Bloodman House of Kinziwa says, how you doing? Cheers. I'm a little blind. And Lothar says, what do you think of the Alley Cats / Zarkons from LA? They're one of my favorite punk bands. The Alley Cats, I haven't heard a ton of their stuff. I've played them on my radio show like once, so I can't say I really know a lot about them. But yeah, they're a good band. Maynard says, hey, Bloody, I hope you're having a decent Friday. Cool to catch you digging the shirt. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right, man. I just got a nice little tip from Handsome. Oh, here I go again, man. Handsome, be wonderful. Thank you, man, for that. I really appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that very much, man. Let me give it a little heart to show my appreciation. And you can give it like a like here on the screen, man. And there's a question, I believe, right? Hey, Bloody, opinion on Shuli Egar suing Stuttering John for defamation after John called Shuli's network the PED network. You know, I hadn't heard about that controversy, man. Wow, crazy, man. Well, you know, it sucks when people tell the truth, you know. Other people that don't tell the truth usually want to, like, try to defend themselves. But whatever, you know, that sucks, bro, to hear. Hopefully, Stuttering John wins, if he's speaking the truth, that is. Alan's going to send me the link on Facebook. Thank you, brother. That'd be great, man. Do that. Nick says you'd like the last video when you're out of control. I'm out of control quite a bit, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah. Ever seen the video of Danzig getting knocked out? I sure have. I've seen it about 100 times just because. Yep, I've seen the video of Danzig getting knocked out, man. Jeez. He never saw that one coming. Grunge is asking me if I ever play any arcade games or video games. You know what? I'm a pinball wizard, man. I love pinball. So when I go up to Portland, which big news coming, by the way, about this channel and about Portland and about me coming soon. But when I go up to Portland, I go to this cool place. It's like this old museum slash arcade. And I think it's called a place in time or something like that. But anyway, they've got like hundreds of pinball machines, like all the classic 70s rock and roll pinball machines and just about any kind you can think of, man. So I'm a pinball dude. Guar fan, it is medicine. That's right, man. It is medicine. Laura Squirrel says, I follow a hippie and he just moved away from the phone when he takes his toke. Doing that and he is still monetized. That's cool. That's smart. That's what I was thinking about doing. Gigi says, the YouTube sucks. It wants to verify me by a number to go live. What should I do? Wow, really? That's weird. I haven't encountered that, Gigi. Yeah, why don't you just get on Reddit perhaps, or do some deep diving on that one, or if anyone else in this chat might have some advice for Gigi in Georgia trying to go live and they're asking to verify her by a number to go live. I mean, if it's legit, maybe it's just a one-time thing. I don't know, man. I mean, sometimes you got to be definitely extra careful these days. Like, I never click on any links or believe anything's real at all. Like, I'll Google it, get on DuckDuckGo, Jabiru, all these different platforms that I can research on before I'll answer any emails or trust anything to find out if it's scams. And 9 out of 10 times it is. So be careful, Gigi. Yeah, but if it's actually coming from YouTube, maybe it's just a one-time deal to make sure because there's so many hackers. Hell, I don't know, man. Bella says, go get your water. Oh, no, I already did that. I meant when I went live originally, I pressed live, and I was like, you know what? I probably have time. So I sprinted in the other room and got my trusty water bottle with all the weird stickers on it. Dead Kennedys, The Addicts, Sisters of Mercy. Just a bunch of weird stuff. Ragged Records. Great record label, Davenport, Iowa. Okay, I'm going to try to catch up on these messages, you guys. Yeah. Stay golden, pony boy. There's my buddy G from Arizona in the house. What's up, man? Cheers, bro. Haha, pony boy. I knew you'd say something to identify yourself because I always forget who people are by some of these titles on the chat. The Halloween Michael Myers pinball machine is awesome. It sure is, man. It's badass, dude. When Danzig got back, did he go, mother? He might have, man. The Pinball Museum in Vegas. Yeah, I haven't seen that, man. I'll have to check it out, dude, online. The blue bus is calling us. Yeah, man. Yuppie. Doing some Jim Morrison and the Doors quotes. Guar fan, yeah, get a video of the pinball place. I think I actually have video, probably on another channel that I have that's like not one that I promote. It's just a stupid channel I do on the side. Lothar says, how gay is punk and music in general nowadays? I don't know. There's a lot of killer new punk bands that I find because I do a radio show. So we do deep dives and find all kinds of great new punk bands, man, to be honest, from all over the world, really. Batman says, hey, mister from Germany, what's happening, brother? Yeah, how you doing, man? Is that Peter or is it another guy from Germany? Either way, thanks for being here from Germany. Or is it a girl from Germany? I don't know. Shouldn't say guy automatically. Guars says, I'll stick to my old school punk. Hell yeah. Laura says, gotta get around modern day hall monitors. Yeah, right? Absolutely. That's what it is, too. That's what it's akin to. Modern day hall monitors. Those bastards. Michael says, YouTube is going to make you have microchips pretty soon. Mark of the Beast 666. Ha ha ha. Nothing surprises me at all. Hello from Germany. Yes. Too drunk to F. Yeah, right, man. Dead Kennedys. How old are the stickers? They're pretty old. I've had these for a few years. Yeah, I like the Nihilistics. Lothar, I actually know Ron Rancid from the Nihilistics. He was also a guest on my radio show and sent me a bunch of really cool vinyl in the mail that he signed. Yep, Nihilistics, man. Love those guys. Did I ever do any art or do art classes in school? Yeah, I did art in school actually. I've never been asked that before. Yeah, when the brief time I spent in high school, like a couple years, I did take art classes, and I also draw. Like I draw cartoons and stuff like that. And I can I used to do underground comics back in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I would draw my own underground comics and, complete comics and staple them together. Just have one copy for myself, that kind of thing. So yeah, I love art, man. What other art forms inspire you back in all these days? Spoken word poetry, written poetry, anyone that's good with a good lyric, anyone that can use words real well, that kind of stuff. Music. Salute, Bill Shapiro. What's up, man? Hanging out while you're taking a break on work, huh? I'm trying to catch up with the messages. Glad to have you here, Bill, man. Hope work's going okay, man. Term says, I catch squirrels in my neighborhood and put fake mustaches on them. All right, man. Flava Flav. Yeah, man, indeed. That's funny, man. I'm scrolling down the screen here, catching up. That John Belushi album that you put on the Blues Brothers, that was dope, dude. I want to hear that on vinyl. Yeah, you can hear it on vinyl, but you can also hear it on YouTube right now, man. I think YouTube's the greatest invention ever. You can find anything on it, despite the crappy politics and all the shady shit they do behind the scenes, like, shadow banning, just lots of other stuff. Don't get me started. It's still the greatest thing ever invented. You can find any record, any band, any genre, any film. It's just amazing, man. So that side of it is always made me think it's the greatest invention ever. So go listen to that Blues Brothers. They also have a great live album, too, that's super great, man. Yeah, Briefcase Full of Blues by the Blues Brothers. First album. It's a classic. Featuring Booker T and the MGs as the backing band. Okay, Pepsi says, Orlando has an awesome spot right across the Volcano Bay for pinball and arcade. Nice, man. I might be in Florida in November, man. My oldest daughter is getting married in November. I'm trying to get out there to visit her, so you never know, man. Thanks, Yuppie. I appreciate you, man. Time asked me if I listened to Black Dahlia Murderer. Yeah, I have, man. I played that band on my radio show. It's one of those bands that I don't really know a lot about, though. Faith Burdick, where am I at? I'm in Southern Oregon in a town called Gold Hill, about 4.5 hours south of Portland and about an hour and a half north of the Northern California border. Yeah, the movie Black Dahlia. I've seen that movie too, man. Yeah. I actually did one of those weird Hollywood tours one time where they take you to all these weird murder scenes and crime places, and they took me to the scene of where the Black Dahlia murders happened in LA. And then I went to the Museum of Death, and the guy that's the owner is a friend of mine, JD, and he gave me a personal tour of the Museum of Death. That place is a trip. But he actually smoked some weed with me after the tour, and it was called Black Dahlia. The strain of weed was Black Dahlia. It's crazy. R. Crumb back in the day. No, I'm a big fan of R. Crumb comics, though. I love R. Crumb. I love, 1,000-Year-Old Hippie. I love the Freak Brothers. I love Fat Freddy Scat. I love Zippy the Pinhead. There's so many great underground comics, man, that not a lot of people talk about much. But yeah, R. Crumb, one of the kings of that stuff, man. I love R. Crumb. You drew Ace Frehley for art class in high school. Got an A plus. Killer. I hope you still have it, man. Awesome. I love Ace Frehley. Bella says, "Bloody, I feel like such a failure. Like I failed 11th grade. Dude, I quit high school in 11th grade. Don't feel bad. You're not alone, my sister. Seriously, who cares? I went and got a GED. It took no time at all. It was simple. I just went and got tested. I said, test me in every level to see where I'm at. And they did. And they said, wow, you're above college level education and all these statistics because you took these tests. And I was like, yeah, I'm above average intelligence. I don't need the high school stuff. But they said your math is like 4th or 5th grade level. That's the truth. Horrible. Still that way to this day, man. Good thing I've always had a calculator. But yeah, man, just get a GED, man. And it's the same thing. It's accepted. And in my entire lifetime, not having a high school diploma has never deterred anyone from not hiring me. That's just my advice, Bella. Don't feel bad. Bam says, what's up, Bloody? What's up, Bam? How you doing, man? Happy Friday. Gigi's telling Bella you're not alone. Cool, cool. Laurel Squirrels saying I'll have to check. You guys are talking about stuff that I'm missing out on, but that's cool. I'm glad you're talking. The Blues Brothers rule. Hey, you Bloody from South Jersey. Hey, man. Glad to have you here. East Coast of America in the house, man. Congratulations to my daughter. Thank you, Gigi. Yeah, man. It's her first time being married, man. Been on a beautiful Bert and the music and vids binge, says DBNR. Cosmic Rock. Yeah, man. That stuff's great, man. Beautiful Bert rules, man. Wonder if Bob Piccolo's in the house right now. He's the guitar player for Beautiful Bert and the Luscious Ones. But yeah, Bert, man, it was badass. Lots of videos on this channel about Bert. I got more I could tell. Yeah, he did some great records, man, for sure. And Music to Make Your Ears Hurt, as far as that series goes, number 2 is my favorite by far. Of course, I'm the one that handpicked all the bands for that particular album for Black and Blue Records. So yeah, Music to Make Your Ears Hurt 2, I was the one that said, hey, here's all the bands, because they asked me to do that. It was fun. And Bert's on that album, of course, 1096, myself. Photography, huh, Gigi? Awesome. Yeah, man, you should. I love photography as an art form. Great. Some people have an eye for it, and some people don't, you know. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Yeah, thank you so much, Lothar, for my daughter. That's nice words, man. Beautiful Bert. Yeah, Bam. DBNR Cosmic Rock says, I wonder if that supposed psycho doctor actually did the Black Dahlia murder, George Hodel. Who knows, man? What do you think? I don't really know enough about it to really know. I just know the one-sided story that I've been taught about it, you know. The only thing I ever learned about school is that I hate school. You know, Lothar, I could have actually dropped out of the 7th grade and been fine. It was a waste of my personal time because I ended up being a radio DJ and learning all rock and roll stuff. And people always said, oh, you're learning all this useless information. I'm like, F you, man. Rock and roll is my life. And I ended up being a career radio broadcaster. I still am a radio broadcaster, but I was doing it full time for a long time. And I also was in bands my whole life, and I was making money from that stuff. And I was in cover bands making money, and I've been putting out records since 1983, and recordings, I should say. Yeah, 10 full-length albums later, I'm totally itching to do the next one, and I don't know when that'll happen, but I got the itch to do something new soon, man. Do I read? I have not read much Dostoevsky. I probably butchered that name. But you know, I know a lot of my friends that do read that particular author. I have my favorite authors. I'm more into like Henry Miller, and there's a lot of artists that I like. You know, Ken Kesey. You know, there's so many authors that I actually like a lot. Glenn Taylor's in the house. What's up, hippie boy? Ha 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 ha. Kansas City, Missouri. What's up, brother Glenn? Thanks, Bella. I'm glad. You shouldn't feel bad, man. Really, you shouldn't. You just have to reevaluate how you kind of look at it, I guess, man. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Just giving you advice from a friend. Seriously, all these years later, and I'm like, I wish I would have left in 8th grade. But, you know, I also had some good times, and I met a lot of cool people back then, man, in school and stuff. But school itself was a nightmare. Beautiful Bert does rock. Hey, 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 Viv Astro. How you doing? Friday night? Glad you're here, man. I'm trying to keep up with every single post that I read here. Trying to. Hey, what's up, Rick? Checking in from Canada. I appreciate you watching my videos, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Quinley. Cool of you to say that, man. Bella says her birthday is so close to beautiful Bert's. His is June 13th and hers is June 14th. Yeah, practically twins. Yeah, you would have liked Bert, man. He was a cool dude to party with, man. And he was really cool to women stuff, too, man. He would like to sit next to you and just be your buddy because he just loved the girls, you know. It wouldn't matter who you were, age, didn't matter. He would just sit next to you and just fall in love. Just hello. And just, I don't mean anything sexual at all. I'm just talking about he was a woman kind of guy. Bert was something else, man. He was a big romantic. He at one time dated a woman that was like 40 years older than him. I mean, she was probably in her 60s when he was in his late 20s or early 30s, late 60s maybe. And they called her Granny. Granny Punk was her name, from Kenosha, Wisconsin. That was Bert's chick for a while. So Bert was a trip, man. And I'm not saying that to denigrate him because I'm not an ageless person. I'm not making fun of her for being old, or that age, I should say. But it was wild because people used to trip out on Bert because his girl was like, it looked like his grandma or something. It was nuts. But she was a legit punk rock older person. And that's a true story. I don't think anyone's ever told that one. See, I got some of this good herb earlier, man. This stuff called, it's called Banana Conda strain. I was going to show it to you on the screen, but then they'll say, oh, we're going to take away your monetization because you showed something that's legal in most places. Yeah, but Banana Conda, good stuff, man. Are there any deep dive punk and or metal bands that you haven't done videos on? Oh, for sure, dude. Absolutely, man. I haven't even really done the tip of the iceberg on that stuff. Most of my stuff, if you want to know the truth, all the top 10s I listed, they're all pretty kind of not commercial, but they're like the big names of all those things, kind of. But beneath the surface, it starts to go down to where you get all the bands that influence those bands. And then you get the bands that influence those bands. And then you start really getting into some really killer rock and roll. So no, man, I haven't even scratched the surface, to be honest, man. But there's so many killer punk and metal bands that deserve to be talked about and remembered, and just that were just legends, that maybe were regional legends in their area. Like 1096, they've got a huge following over the years, and I've been doing my best for years to keep their name alive, and I do my very best to keep that band's name going on all other channels too, even my Church of Rock channel. There's a lot of 1096 videos on there of them performing and some rare stuff. Anyway, enough of that. That damn Banana Conda got me talking, man. How many different serial killers have you met throughout your lifetime? Well, as far as met in person, just Gacy, man. Visited him 3 times on death row. Crazy story, but I'm saving that one for later. I've never really gone into any detail whatsoever, but I will tell you that. That's really more than I've ever told about him. Right there, right? What you just got out of me is a lot, really. Yay for me, telling the truth. No, I really did, man, but I was a whole different person then, man. You have to understand. That was when I was in my like 20s, man. And I'm not going to keep repeating how old I am now, because I feel like when you start focusing on that age shit, it'll make your body catch up soon. So I just believe this, man. Outside of people that are creepy child peds, age is a matter of mind, and if you don't mind, it don't matter. All right, Angus, thank you so much for that, dude. I appreciate you on a Friday night. Yeah, man, appreciate you doing that for me. Thanks for sending over a nice tip like that. And he says, here's to low math skills. Count the money, right? Oh, man, you're awesome, brother. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. You're awesome, Angus. You're a regular here, and I appreciate you commenting on my videos, too, and stuff, bro. Yeah, thank you. Glenn Taylor says, hey, Ken. He's talking to Ken. Laura says she definitely could have bailed after grade school. I didn't really learn anything in high school was the advancement. Yeah, exactly, man. I didn't learn anything at all after, mid-grade school that really, it was a joke. And I used to go to school with no pencil, no agenda, except for I'm going to leave at some point before the day's over. And I would just skip school a lot, drop acid in school a lot, which was completely insane. Can't believe I ever did that shit, man. But I used to do it a lot. It was pretty crazy, man. Tripping balls in high school. Bob Piccolo in the house. All right, we were just talking about you a while ago. There's a lot of beautiful Bert fans in the house. I was just telling Bert stories, and I was talking about Granny Punk. Bishop Bob from Minneapolis in the house. He played guitar for Beautiful Bert, part of the Luscious Ones band. And for the Lipstick Junkies cassette tape too, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Bob. Sometimes I forget stuff. Mark Twain, what a great writer, man. I love Mark Twain. Media communications degree, hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. I never took any kind of classes to get into radio myself. I got lucky, and my landlord was a legendary Midwest DJ that was my landlord, and I was trying to get into radio, and his wife really liked me a lot, and I did some side work for her, and she said, I'm going to get you on the radio, don't worry. Well, then I ended up interning for my friend that worked on the radio, started booking all these great bands, like literally every night of the week for like a month. I booked a different band to be interviewed or play live acoustic on his show. I brought Zakk Wylde from Ozzy's band in one time just because he was doing an in-store appearance, and I went there and talked him into coming in my car with me to the radio station. Finally, they hired me, and they said, you need help on your technical skills, but you're an on-air natural, and they hired me after just 1 hour of being on the air, interning for 1 month, I think, maybe 3 weeks, and then I got 7 days a week on radio after that, which was sick, so sick, man. Quinley says, in my art lessons, I used to throw gummy worms on the ceiling and then run across the tables. No wonder I failed it. That's funny shit, dude. Was Gigi a ladies' man? Oh, yeah. He always had a girlfriend, man. He just kept that kind of stuff private. He had a heart. He had girls. Hell yeah. And he really good-looking girls, too, sometimes. Most of them. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be shallow. I'm just saying, he did. And he always had a girl on the side in Chicago or here or there. Yep, I actually introduced him to a couple of his girlfriends. I've never really talked about that stuff. Yeah, I better shut up because that'll be a good Gigi video for me to do. I'm not going to give it away. That'll be a controversial one, let me tell you, because there's a twist to that one. All right, man. I'm just reading. 1096 kicks ass. That's right. So what is this about, man? You're all over the place already in less than 5 minutes. It's just random stream of consciousness, rock and roll, reading the comments from the fellow tribe members of this here rock and roll tribe, bro. That's all. We're just having some fun on a Friday night, and you're welcome to stay here if you want. And yeah, just kind of a madman. Sorry, man. I'm a bloody effing mess. I'm going to play some tunes pretty soon for you guys. I got some stuff stacked up that I've never played, and even a song that's not on YouTube that I've done that's a studio recording. It's Bloody Mess and the Hollow Bodies, a tune that, yeah, haven't even played it on the radio show. So I'll play that pretty soon here. I'm really trying to catch up. There's a lot of messages. I appreciate you guys for being here big time. 27 people in the house. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't, and give this video a thumbs up to help the algorithm. And let's face it, when the algorithm gets helped, I get helped. You want to help your favorite YouTuber? Watch the ads, but just screw those 20-minute ones. Have you seen those goddamn things? 20-minute ads, man, and they're just the worst ever. Just stupid, low-budget, goofy 20-minute ads they've been putting in front of some of my vids. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Nuts. Yeah, I acid at school. I was really nutty, Laura. You went to school baked a few times. Yeah, for sure. It still, that even makes a difference. When you even smoke a bunch of weed before school, it's like a whole different experience. But yeah, laughing. That was always the thing with me. I ended up tripping, and it started coming on while I was in closed study hall. You got to be quiet in there for like an hour or whatever it was. And I'm sitting at my desk, and it starts hitting me, and everybody that walks by me, there's something funny about them. And I would just started... And people are like looking at me like, what in the hell's wrong with this kid? And I just couldn't handle it. I was laughing so hard that I was sweating, shaking. People are staring at me. I walked up and got the pass to go to the bathroom, and I just got that pass and walked straight out of that school and went to the woods and stayed there and tripped alone that time. Bishop Bob's in the house. Yeah, man, Bishop Bob deserves your praise. He's contributed greatly to the cause of rock and roll, brother. Bella says, my math skills are terrible. Yeah, right, it sucks. Teacher has to break it down specifically for me. It's cool. Whenever you get out there, you'll have that calculator, and you'll never use like all that stuff they try to teach you. Like, hey, let's learn trigonometry. Hey, let's go watch cartoons and smoke weed. Oh, man, I've never had to use any of that stuff, man. And it was just a effing nightmare. The junior year for me was a nightmare. I was a complete and a hardcore alcoholic. I got kicked out of the district finally. I don't even want to say why, but I will eventually. But I got kicked out of the school district and I was going to alternative school just from like 4 to 7 every night. I couldn't even do it, man. The bus would come. By the time they come, I'd already have finished a bottle of wine, usually MD 2020 or Mogan David Mad Dog. And I'd just be pissed drunk on the bus, just out of my head, having a blackout. Go to school, just pass out the entire time. No one tried to help me or give me help or ask me if I was okay. It was just everyone there was a complete screw up, drunk, gang members, prostitutes. It was freaking crazy. Finally, I just said, what am I doing, man? I just finally just said, I'm done. I quit. I can't do this anymore. I'd rather drink. But luckily I survived. I'm not laughing that I was a drunk. I'm laughing that I survived being a drunk in high school. First time I went to detox, man, in my life, it was in 1980 for alcoholism. Bill Meisner says we used to drop acid on days and we had swimming in PE, doing cannonballs off the diving board, tripping balls, lots of fun. Haha. Wow, that would have been intense, dude. Me and Bill Meisner used to have a lot of trippy times tripping together, man. There's actually videos on this channel about me and Bill tripping at parties and what we would get down to and the funny stuff we would make happen. But you got to go find those videos. I'm not going to repeat those here. They're pretty risque and funny. Only 5 states still prohibit cannabis. Wow, I didn't know that, Laura. Thanks for letting me know that. I thought it was a lot. I thought there was a lot more that needed to be done. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, that video's on this channel about the Zakk Wylde experience, and I kind of broke down exactly how that happened and how I got him to come to that radio station. And that was like the first of many connections between me and Zakk Wylde, because I stayed in radio, worked for 4 or 5 different radio stations, and when I was working for WIHN in Bloomington Normal, 96.7 iRock, Zakk and I connected backstage at Ozfest. I was sent to interview him on his bus. We just proceeded to get completely wasted together. That interview couldn't be aired on radio because there were so many cuss words and they were really mad at me, management was. This happened several times where they sent me to hang out with rock stars and expected me to stay sober. I'm like, not going to happen. I said, when in the company of rockers, you will do as the rockers do. And by the way, when I was hired at the station, they said that we want a real rocker, not just some DJ that just reads out of a book or whatever. I said, well, you came to the right guy. And that's how I got my first full-time gig. Actually, my second full-time gig in radio. But yeah, Zakk Wylde, we crossed paths several times in my life, and it's always been a pleasure. But he is kind of an intense guy. Grunge says, have I ever thought about doing a video about my days in school? I actually have. If you look on the channel, there's a bunch of grade school videos where I used to get in trouble for various stuff I used to do, like pranks during grade school. You just got to scroll down my video section. There's some of the best stories I have I told a long time ago. Think about it. When I started the channel, I probably took all the stories that were immediately the coolest stuff I had and started throwing them up. So if you go down that list and go to the end and scroll up, I'm telling you, you'll find some cool stories about like school days and all that stuff, man. I used to do some crazy shit at school, dude. One time I poured a vial of skunk perfume down a heating vent and the entire school had to be evacuated. And I was the only guy in class laughing. So they immediately busted me out. It was like 7th grade. And they nicknamed me Pepe Le Pew after that. My teacher never stopped calling me Pepe Le Pew for like 2 years after that. Every time he saw me. What's up, Pepe? So yeah, I never forgot about pouring the skunk perfume down the the heating vent. What up, Rude and Bad? What's up, bro? He's here, dude. Yeah, you're late, but it's okay, man. It wasn't like we had a date. It's 34 minutes in, man. You're good. Thanks for being here, dude. I'm just glad you're here. Angus said he had his own version of math skills. Ha ha ha. Not acceptable to the scholar authorities. Exactly right. I get by, you know. You can get a pencil and paper in my hand. I can be dangerous. Quinley says, my favorite story of yours is when you set that dude's hair on fire. Oh, boy. Robert Piccolo Bob says, I'm still waiting for the guy to make that CD of the Cornfield Show and separating the songs on the album. It has been well over a year. I'm still waiting. Jesus, dude, talk about slow motion. Maybe you should check and see if the guy's still alive. Damn, I can't wait to hear that though, man. Lothar says, I'm a huge Gigi fan. He was one of the only I felt was actually real and had the kind of anger at the world that I have and had. Well, that's saying a lot, bro. if you've got that kind of anger, Gigi was definitely your guy, because his anger was definitely 100% real. His childhood was one of the worst I've ever heard of. Never had heard of a father being as bad as his father. So yeah, that trauma, that'll lead to some crazy behaviors. And when Gigi decided, hey, rock and roll is going to be my vehicle for that behavior, that's when he made his mark on the world and became the sickest, most decadent rocker of all time. Silly Billy. Ha 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 ha. Ken's talking about another video. The Silly Billy Club. Silly bastages. Ha ha ha. Yeah, the ads are crazy, Gigi. 20 minutes. All right, I'm trying to catch up, man. My buddy straightened me out on the YouTube stuff. Curious, Bloody, your thoughts on the live Live Fast, Die Fast GG promo video for Black and Blue Records with the Motley Crue looking rock sweeties. I think it's a killer video. Personally, I love that, man. Quick story about that video. I think it's great. But when Gigi first came to town to visit me in 1985, it was like July 30th, we walked over to my buddy's house who lived in a big mansion. His dad was a professor at Bradley University. They had an elevator in the house. We went down to the basement, smoked a bunch of weed, and Gigi pulled out these VHS videos, and one of those videos had Live Fast, Die Fast video, and he was totally embarrassed about it. Like, he was like, fuck that, don't watch that, just for that, I hate that, and all this. Like, he thought I was going to judge him and think, ha ha, because I was pretty hardcore. I had the big mohawk, and I was just spraying my hair with like bug spray Raid, and like I had big skeletons hanging from my ears. I was a big whiskey drunk, a very crazy drunk. When Gigi met me, he realized I met my match. But it was crazy because we were birds of a feather as far as the anger thing, although I didn't have any kind of abusive childhood like Gigi did. But when he pulled those videos out, it was like gold. He was showing me all these the Scumfucks videos that were made around the garbage can, where he's just in and out of the garbage can, and the lighting's really horrible. Just classic stuff. But he was totally kind of embarrassed by that Live Fast, Die Fast video, until I liked it. And then he was cool after, I displayed that I thought it was absolutely awesome, but he still vocalized that he hated it. I hope that answered your question, man. Hey, Shirdo Husky, you talking to me? If I know you're just kidding. This is a job, my man. I get paid once a month from YouTube. People that say, get a real job, why don't you kiss my ass, is what I say. Did I have interactions with Boyd, Rice, or Radio Werewolf? Very interesting question. Yes, Radio Werewolf. I actually became sort of, not friends, but friendly with Zena LeVay, formerly Zena LeVay, now Zena Shrek. And I do know Nicholas Shrek, the author and the very controversial figure. And yeah, I know Nick, and I do, Radio Werewolf, man. I was turned on to them by Nick Bougas back in the late 80s, early 90s, because Nick Bougas did the artwork for my Bloody and the Country Trash Punks record, turned me on to a bunch of rare recordings by Radio Werewolf, and then I started going down that rabbit hole, the whole LeVay thing and all that. Ben says, who's the band on the wall with the black background? The band on the wall. That right there, that's artwork from Christian Death singer Roz Williams. Yeah, and then up there, above there, that's the band X. But the one down here, that's actually artwork from Roz Williams from the band Christian Death. Laura says, YouTube Premium, that's what I need to get. Angus says, school introduced me to drugs and alcohol. Well, I started smoking weed in grade school, but it was from somebody I met at school, yeah. But nothing like a smile on your face. Get a job, a cool song, whoever suggested it. That's the band X. That's the band X. Okay, if you're talking about that one up there, that's X. But some people ask about this quite a bit, this Roz Williams art. Mike says your Hulk Hogan impersonation is spot on. That was so freaking impulsive, dude. I don't even know where that came from. You're welcome, Ben. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, I like this shirt too, man. I just realized I could make these sleeves like this. I didn't know that these, like, you could fold over. They're black on the other side, and then a little while ago I was like, wait a minute. How come this folds over? And I'm like, wow, yeah, it matches this. Yeah, I love this shirt. Thank you for the compliment, man. Oh, tripping at the water park, Michael. Yeah, that'd be intense. I don't think I can handle it these days. These days when I trip, I like to go out to the woods with just either myself or one person. And I only do mushrooms. But I do have some mescaline I'm dying to try. God, I love that stuff. Every time I've ever done the mescaline, man, it's like floating on cloud nine, man. Organize into playlists. Yeah, I don't even know how to do that, but I could try to do that and figure out like different categories and stuff. It's a good idea, Laura. Hey, Punk Media, Mark Robinson in the house. I'm just scrolling down here trying to catch up with these messages. I hope he didn't leave that too long ago, Mark. I'm just happy to have a good turnout. 34 people in the house on a Friday night. Mark Robinson runs Punk Media, who has released so many cool and legendary recordings from Gigi Allen, Tiny Tim. He's even got a Bloody Mess 6-song EP up on the digital platforms called Bloody Mess Screams the Blues. 3 live tracks and 3 studio tracks from yours truly. Glad to have you here, Brother Mark. It's been a while, dude. People saying hi to Mark. Cheers, Lothar. Yeah, Nick Bugas. Haven't talked to him in a long time. I think he lives in Georgia now. Shiro says, I did not do drugs. Drugs did me. God, ain't that the truth, man. Been dealing with addiction issues my whole life, too. I try my best, man. Punk Media says, thanks to the bloody fans who enjoy the Punk channel. Yeah! Give it up for Brother Mark. Everyone say hi to Mark from Punk Media. And by the way, you can go subscribe to his YouTube channel if you haven't already. He's got all kinds of killer GG tales, man. Yeah, you won't be let down, I can assure you that. Punk Media on YouTube. Okay, thanks, Laura. I will definitely research it. I'm up to my ears and stuff because I'm trying to do a move soon. I'm trying to get this resume made. If I showed you this room, a lot of this room's already in boxes. I'm like doing some stuff. I haven't made any announcements to anybody yet. I want to do the official right thing, and I got to talk to my landlord and talk to a bunch of people. But I'm excited. I got some big news soon. Rude and bad. Yep, everybody saying hi to Punk Media. Cool, man. Good. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, dude. Michael Wardwell. You're right, man. It's just good stuff, man. I've never had a bad experience with it. Paleo says been clean for 2 years. Still a crazy mess though. Yeah. God, sometimes it takes a lot to get our chemicals back, man, in the arrangement they need to be to feel like a normal human being without stimuli, without artificial stimuli. You got to start creating those endorphins and all these things happen. They have to build back up all these different things in your body once you go through addictions like that, and it takes quite a while. But staying clean feels better than being in a freaking self-created prison any day, though, man. At least you're not a slave. Lothar says, I've never been high. Don't do it, bro. If you never had a desire to get high, I don't see any reason at all why. Don't ever question that. Just go with it, dude. Do you know how many times I've thought to myself, man, I wish I would have just been straight edge. I wish I would have just followed those straight edge kids that I was laughing at back then, because I guarantee their life was a lot, maybe less eventful, but a lot less painful. Guarantee you that. Well, I guess I shouldn't guarantee it. Maybe half of them turned out to be alcoholics in the end. I don't know, man. A lot of the straight edge guys I know actually did turn out to do drugs later. The same ones that vilified me for being in Central Illinois and doing drugs and booze back in the day. A lot of them turned into doing a lot of drugs, and not just chemicals like acid or beer, talking about the drugs. So not picking on anyone, just saying I still have a little bit of a kind of like, thanks. Thanks, guys, for throwing me under the bus, and then 2 years later, you guys all become druggies kind of thing. Attitude. I got a fucking attitude. I can't believe what you say to me. I've been in. All right, man. Please play Murder in Waco. You know, I'm afraid to play anything by Black and Blue Records. I don't know if I'm going to get a copyright strike. Sometimes I'll do these lives and I'll play music, and then I'll find out after 800 and 950 views later, oh, we're taking away the monetization, and the email came over 10 minutes after I posted it, and I didn't see it till the next day, and I lose income, man. I don't want to lose income, so I've got some music queued up for you. I'm going to play you a tune by Bloody Mess and the Hollow Bodies, if you guys don't mind, from this compilation album that came out on a label called Traveling with George, is the name of the compilation, and it's on Scare America Records. That's right, Scare America Records, Traveling with George. It's got autographed there by Felix Alanis, the singer for legendary hardcore band RF7. Nick Lamagna, the late great guitar player for RF7, actually got me and the Hollow Bodies on this comp. Nick was a big fan, and I was a big fan of his and his band RF7. And this song has never been released. It's never been on YouTube. It's never been on my radio show, I don't think. And I thought I'm going to go ahead and play it for the old tribe. So I'm going to scroll down here for a second, and I'm going to play this tune for you guys, man. What's up, Alex from Cleveland? How are you, man? Mark says he was just listening to Dark Days, Unfazed. That is my newest album from 2023, I should say. Yeah, thank you, Mark, for the plug. It's on all music streaming platforms. I'm going to fly through some of these and see unless I have questions. Bloody, what vocalist would you say inspired your style of singing the most? Oh, my God. I wouldn't say my style of singing is singing. Darby Crash was an early influence. Wendy O. Williams. God, man. Why do I always go blank with these kind of questions, man? It just seems like I kind of do. Jim Morrison, Alice Cooper, Darby Crash, Wendy O. Williams. There's a lot of them, really. Crazy and effed up enough without drugs. Haha, that's funny, right? I used to listen to straight edge songs, stoned and drunk. Haha, says Angus. That's funny. Same. Let's hear some Minor Threat. Yeah, cannabis rules. Speaking of which, I think we should all take a break and maybe take a quick hit. Or I should just do it on camera and say, screw those rules. Oh yeah, Punk Media just said, we used to get hammered and listen to Minor Threat. I just scrolled down and saw your comment. That's funny, bro. Ha ha. Too funny. I'm trying to get caught up with these messages. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, Laura, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. My good friend Laura Squirrel just tipped me and sent me a nice tip too. How generous. Thank you very much. I'm going to heart it on the screen and give it a like. And points to profile pic. Ha ha ha. Nice, man. Thank you. Yeah, you rock, Laura. I appreciate you, man, so much. I appreciate all you guys for being here on a, well, Friday night. Christopher says, hey, Bloody, love going out to you, sister, and Tracy and Jet Dog. Yeah, Jet Dog's actually laying right behind me here. Probably can't see her. She's, maybe you can. Is that her there? Yes, it is her. I'm seeing words on the screen. Anyway, all right, man. Thank you guys for the generosity and some tippage. In respect and in return, I'm going to play a tune called The Med Rock Twist. When I moved to Medford, Oregon back in 2010, 2011, I just started nicknaming everything, and I started calling Medford Med Rock. And I moved into this house, and I put album covers up on all the walls and made it just sick. And we called it Med Rock House. It was just a rock and roll house. So I wrote a song called The Med Rock Twist, just like a fictional dance that we would do in Med Rock. So anyway, this is Bloody Mess and the Hollow Bodies from Traveling with George on Scare America, compilation album from, I don't even know what year, probably 2012. And this is called The Med Rock Twist. Here we go. It's as loud as I can get it on my little cheap stereo, guys. Everyone's doing the Med Rock Twist, man! Everyone's doing what they wish, man! Everybody doing the Med Rock Twist! Everybody doing the Med Rock Twist! Everybody doing the Med Rock Twist! Everyone's doing the Med Rock Twist, baby! Everyone's doing who they wish, baby! Everybody doing the Med Rock Twist! Everybody And there you have it, man. Med Rock Twist, unheard for the most part by Bloody Mess and the Hollow Bodies. We only recorded 3 studio songs together, and that was one of them, man. So yeah, good, bad, or ugly. Any comments? I appreciate any feedback, man. Because when you do music, it's like feedback is like gold. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you, brother. Ha ha ha, Jim Beam, Laura. Oh boy, that stuff used to make me nuts. And same with Gigi, man. Woo! Ken says, hey, Jet Dog. Red Rum. Bella saw a band called Red Rum. And we've already written 3 songs. Oh, you're going to start a band called Red Rum. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Your sisters and you want to start a band called Red Rum. Red Rum. Red Rum. Remember that movie? Yes, you do. Yeah, that sounds like a cool band name, and I'm glad you guys got 3 tunes written, man. So what do you do in the band, Bella? Or do you play something? Are you a singer, writer, or all of the above? Trying to write more songs. Jet Dog and Crypto the Super Dog. Paws of Justice and Punk and Roll. Ha 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 ha. Laurel Squirrel says actually the lower volume helps the sound not get blown out through the phone. Okay, good. Oh, thanks, Bella, for the compliment. What's up, Crossold? Woohoo! Amazing guitars. Yeah, that was Silas R. Shand on lead guitar and Daniel Hutton on rhythm guitar. But Silas was a badass, man. We toured the USA, did a 12-state USA tour together, and some different tours of the West Coast as well. Killer guitar player, man. Yeah, glad you guys liked that tune, man. Thank you for the, thank you, Real M Chat. Thank you, Paleo Conus. Trying very hard not to butcher names. Everyone do the Rebel Twist. Yeah. You liked Med Rock Twist, Lothar? Thanks, man. Thank you, Bob Piccolo. That rock. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the feedback, man. You said you listen to Nirvana. Do you see them as sellouts, or do you think they sucked? I'm just kind of hit or miss with them, man. I don't like all their songs or anything. I just got trapped in a house with 3 CDs one time, and one was Nevermind, and I had nothing else to listen to, so I played all the time, and I grew very fond of it because when you're exposed to something over and over and over, it's like if you hang out in the barber shop long enough, you're bound to get a haircut, bro. You're a drummer and a songwriter, Bella. I did not know this about you. That's pretty cool. You learn more and more about your friends every day, don't you? Yes, we do. That's badass, Bella. If I could play an instrument, it'd be the drums. I always wanted to be a drummer. Oh, cool. Thank you, Michael. Catchy, decent guitar and catchy like that, like the Ramones. Yeah, it's a pretty cool tune, man. I really like it, man. Sinner Stan is in the house from Springfield, Missouri. Stan, thanks for being here, bro. Yeah, Laura, same here, man. Exactly, dude. And people say when they meet me, they say, I can't even imagine you like that. You're such a nice guy and, cool. Yeah, but pour some tequila down my throat and hang out for a few hours and let's see what happens. I'm not going to do that, though. That's why I don't drink that stuff, man, because it's literally spirits. Thanks, Rude. You like that tune? Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate that. Hippie Death Cult. Oh, yeah, definitely. And Skulldozer. Yep, sure have, Stoned Rocky. I'm familiar. Some of my favorite Portland band as far as punk bands is Dead Moon. Sinner Stan's very familiar with Dead Moon. Matter of fact, I just started getting into Dead Moon in the last couple of years of my life or whenever it was, like not too long ago. Because one time somebody said, what about Dead Moon? Because you're from Oregon. They're legends. I'm like, I'm not from Oregon. I wasn't familiar. And then once I got familiar, I got right on it, started listening to everything I could find by that band to catch up real quick, you know what I mean? Thank you, Michael. He says, I'd be proud of that song. That was dope. Yeah, dude, I absolutely am, man. I was trying to find songs to play for you guys that you might like, not hate. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. You guys are cracking me up with some of the comments, but hey, man, Dead Moon freaking rocks. That's right, man. Jesus, Laura, you actually could have died the last time you drank, 2013. That's when I quit drinking, is 2013. I mean, I still have the occasional beer. I've done it right here on YouTube, but not into it. I was going to get one tonight, and I thought, man, if I get a tall boy, I'm still going to feel like crap tomorrow. I hate how alcohol depletes you of all your stuff. Makes you feel like shit the next day, man. But I almost got some earlier, and I was like, you know what? Just stick to the smoke, dude. You're going to be thanking yourself tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. One day at a time. All right, man. 34 people in the house. We've been rocking here for 56 minutes solid. I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my black little heart. I'm going to load up another song here while you converse amongst each other, because you guys are all talking and getting along in here, and you guys can always bring up something. And yeah, cannabis seems to be a good subject. Cannabis makes me feel good too, Laura. It makes me feel so damn good. Like that strain I have now. Man, it makes me real creative feeling. Makes me want to call people on the phone. You know, it's like, hey, this stuff makes me want to do something. So alcohol is like that too, but only when you keep doing it. Like if you have just one or two drinks, as soon as you stop, you're tired in like an hour. It's like such a depressant. So yeah, the weed, it's better. Some live hate. That's a good idea for next time. I'll have to cue it up because I have cassette tapes of hate that are not, and they're on YouTube. I'll have to figure out how I can do that for you. I'd love to play some live hate. Any stories from Adam Pitcher's Talking At You video? No, Adam was a good friend of mine, still is. I'm still in touch with him. Adam's awesome, and he had this little cable access, public access TV show in which he interviewed local people. And he asked me and Bloody Mess and the Scabs to come on there to be interviewed. So you guys can find that interview on YouTube. It's Bloody Mess and the Scabs on Adam Pitcher's Talking At Ya. It's pretty funny, actually. It's got Kevin Beveridge, our bass player, Gabby Scab, and myself all being interviewed on this show. Kind of a rare one because there's not hardly any videos with us being interviewed like that. Nope, I've never had any Seth Putnam interactions, but our friend Laura Squirrel, huge fan of AC and Seth Putnam. So Laura, meet Lothar Grimm 9853. There you go. People hooking up as friends on this channel, man, right? It's a tribe, goddammit. Laura said something's gay. Maybe I missed it. Did I say something that was gay? And if I did, how gay was it, silly? My pal Food Fortuna was friends with Seth Putnam. They did a CD together. That's pretty badass, dude. Lothar, I'm a huge AC fan as well. Awesome. Angus, I remember in the mid-'80s, one night, I did too wide a variety of alcohol, drugs, beer, blah, blah, blah. Tons of my heart was beating way too fast. Yeah, one of my buddies almost died. I had to go pick him up and rescue him. He was being held down in the Harrison Homes of this ghetto in Peoria, Illinois. And he had done too much it rhymes with the word jack. Well, actually, that rhymes with two different drugs. But anyway, yeah, I had to come and rescue this dude, and he was kind of dying. His heart was beating so fast, he was going to have a heart attack. Had to come to my house, get him a joint, a beer, and a Valium, and that was like 1992. But man, it took about an hour, and he came down and felt normal with that weed, that one beer, and the Valium. And he always said I saved his life, and I don't know if that's true, but... So Laura says, I can't stand AC fans who overuse the word gay. AC was about the noise. Oh, okay. The Machinist says, the CIA involvement ruined music for me. Yeah, you know, Jeff Skunk Baxter from the old, the Doobie Brothers and other bands. He came, Steely Dan. Yeah, he came out and admitted he's an operative. Crazy, man. You're welcome, Rude. You rude and bad. Stan. Yeah, me too, right? That's what I always say. I don't even love it because I'm too hyper, but if someone, were to offer me a little bit, I don't know if I'd say no or not, but it's not good for me because I'm already a spaz. It'd probably have the opposite effect. All right, you gonna crash, Gigi? All right, man. Love you back, my friend. Thanks for being here from Georgia. Yeah, get some rest, my friend. Thanks for being here and rocking with us, man, and hanging out. Laura says, this is just my opinion about the AC fan base. Seth actually hated the audience. Interesting, man. Dead Moon and Poison Idea. Yeah, Joey, absolutely, man. Gigi's on a different coast. She's over in Georgia, where I think it's like 3 hours later, and she just started college and stuff. She's probably just tired, man. So would you guys like to hear another tune? I'm trying to figure out. I have a stack of stuff I have for sale and a stack of stuff I can play for you. I think I'm going to play something from this album called Concrete and Cornfields, Volume 1, which was released on my Fanatic Records label back in 1997. And it's by a one-off recording that I did with a band called the Purdy Mouths. Remember the movie Deliverance with Ned Beatty? You sure got a purty mouth. Anyway, I made a mock country band called the Purdy Mouths, and I got some really kick-ass musicians. Scott Ligon from, oh, geez. What band was Scott in? I can't remember the band. Cadia? No. LB something Q. LB something Q. LBRQ? Yeah. Anyway, Scott Ligon plays on this. Eric Ally plays on this. Randy Roth is on this. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody. But it's a tune I wrote called Mugshots, because it gotten ridiculous how many times I'd been arrested as not only a juvenile, but as a young adult. And I had so many mugshots that I was going to petition to get my mugshot so I could use them on an album cover. And I wanted all of them, like all of them. So I wrote a song called Mugshots. Joey says he opened up for the Murder Junkies here in Portland not long before Gigi passed away. Cool, brother. Hope that was a good gig, man. NRBQ. There you go. NRBQ. There you go. Thanks, Bill. Steven says, what's up, Bloody? How you doing, man? Just getting ready to play a track from a recording I did back in 1997, just for fun. However, it's not a punk or metal or a hard rock or anything like that. The Wipers. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Love the Wipers, man. It's another band I like. So I'm going to play track 17 from Concrete and Cornfields. It's a collection of Illinois music, and this is called My Mugshots.
That place downtown where I hate to go, there's a whole lot of pictures that they can't show. The big file cabinet was made for me, full of black and whites, what a sight to see. My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots, how many now? My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots. Polaroid people are in love with me. I bring a big profit to the company. These Kodak moments are getting too many. Gotta keep my drunk ass out of this city. My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots, how many now? My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots. Would die laughing.
Thank you guys, man. Banjo.
With all my friends, always on the wrong side of that lens. So photogenic they wanna shoot me. Gotta stop hanging with bad company. My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots, how many now? My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots.
mug shots. There you go, man. So yeah, I did outlaw country for a few years, man, and that was the first time I ever dipped my toes in those waters. And that was the second time. I'd already done the Country Trash Punks record. Then I recorded that, and then I started a band called the Renegades, and we played 3 sets of music a night, 3 nights a week, 4 sets of music a night, and every set had 10 songs, and that was pretty intense. But yeah, that's the stuff I'm into. Waylon Jennings and all that hardcore outlaw country like David Allan Coe, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, George Jones, all the good stuff, man. Lefty Frizzell. Ha no, it's my stereo is precariously balanced, Angus. It's fine. It's fine. I've done the measurements. Believe me, I'd be tweaking if I thought it was gonna fall, but it does look like it. Thanks for listening to that song, and thanks for the compliments, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. Towns Van Zandt, big fan. Guy Clark, yep. Billy Joe Shaver, Steve Earle. My favorite is Waylon Jennings and David Allan Coe. Charlie Daniels Band too, man. Love Charlie Daniels Band, dude. So that was my band called the Purdy Mouths. It was just a recording. That's all we did. It wasn't really a band. I just assembled Scott Legan from NRBQ to play banjo and acoustic guitar, all those beautiful harmony vocals, and something else he played too. Something else, maybe a mandolin. And then Randy Roth played lead guitar on it. He's like kind of a Central Illinois guitar whiz legend that's played with everybody. And Eric Ally, who was in my original band, The Veins, played bass on that. And I don't remember who played drums. Casey Young might have. No, it wasn't Casey. I don't remember who played drums. It's driving me nuts now. But anyway, that was the Purdy Mouths. I just made that name up when we did it and called it Mugshots. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm looking at all the nice compliments about the tune, man. I appreciate the feedback a lot. From Branson, yeah, I used to write to David before. Well, actually, yeah, I met David the first time in 1988, met him again in 93, met him again in 95. Then I did the Country Trash Punks record, dedicated to David, mailed him a copy to his home in Branson. He sent me a handwritten letter back thanking me for the record, telling me he no longer had a record player, though. And then I saw him a total of 19 times from 88 to whenever. I saw him 19 times and probably met him about 12 times. Oh, cool. The Wipers, man. Footage of the Wipers doing 3 songs in Portland 2024. Oh, killer, dude. I'll have to check that out for sure, bro. What's up, Papa? How you doing, man? Glad you made it. Just chilling out here on a Friday night, hanging out, talking, playing some tunes, man. Paleo says, you put me on to David Allan Coe. I looked him up after watching one of your vids. Good, man. You know, a lot of people get freaked out when you bring him up because he's got a really very controversial past, and a lot of people just don't do the research and find out the truth. So that it's a bummer, but it is what it is. But I'm not afraid to tell that I'm a fan of somebody if they're controversial. I'd probably I don't even know what to say to that. But yeah, anyway, yeah, he's got one of the best songwriters America ever produced, to be honest. What's up, Chad? How you doing, man? Hellbilly Chad in the house. Glad you're here, dude. Stan says he's near Branson. That's pretty cool. Johnny Rebel. I don't know much Johnny Rebel stuff, man, to be honest. Rebel versus Rebel. Yeah. Is that the Pantera David Allan Coe collaboration? I think it is, yeah. Stan says he's token. I'm getting ready to, man. I have been throughout. You saw Chad DAC 3 times in person in Maryland. Nice, man. Rated X Records do rule. My band, the Renegades, did Pussy Whipped Again. Trying to make a woman my friend. Yeah, it's so controversial, man. It just pisses people off unless they have a sense of humor. And then they go, ha, 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 David Allan Coe. But I just have a sense of humor. I can't help it, man. But the Renegades actually learned that song for a private wedding reception that we played at back in 1996. We used to cover so much cool tunes, man. Angus is 3 hours from Branson. A lot of people from the Midwest up in here. Totally, Laura. Yeah, David had great musicians. He just got paid a whole bunch of money back in the 70s to do these X-rated records. He was influenced by Shel Silverstein, dyslexia. And he was really into the tongue-in-cheek thing, and he also spent his whole life in prison, including death row for a while. hardcore dude, man. His reality is a little different than ours. The way he talks is a little different than other people. His sense of humor might be a little different, but you know, it happens. And so he did those records, and he never was able to live it down. He was banned from so many country music events. Part of that was good though. He didn't want to be part of the establishment anyway, but it also held him back in a lot from having respect from a lot of his contemporaries and that his constituents, unfortunately. But he also has a lot of fans, man, a whole lot of fans. Do I like pop music? Absolutely. Like Rob Halford said, I'm a pop tart. Yeah, I love pop music, dude. I'm a child of the 70s. I grew up on pop music on the radio. It's in my blood. The Bay City Rollers is one of my very favorite bands. What does that tell you? Unless you're from the 70s or 80s, you might not know who that even is. But back then, they were called bigger than the Beatles for a while. Big Al is in the house. What's up, dude? He's from Bayshore, New York, up there, upstate New York. Big Al and Laura hanging out. What's up, man? Glad to have you here, Big Al. I'm just trying to catch up on some of these cool messages I'm getting here, bro. All right, I think I have, yeah. Laura says, a Shel Silverstein poem in a fan fiction series that I write. You used one? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's awesome, man. People just don't do the research, man. They just get all flippant. Oh, I heard this X-rated record, and he used this word, and he used this word, and he must still be like that. He's just a horrible person. He was never like that. The drummer on those records was a black dude, for one. For two, there's so many videos of David totally defending that, the fact that he's not all the stuff that people accuse him of. I'm going to get off that soapbox. Yeah, you're right, Angus. The Bay City Rollers were very successful, and they also have one of the darkest rock and roll stories in history. If you know the story behind them, Jesus, dude. Woo! I actually managed Pat McGlynn from the Bay City Rollers for a couple of years, dude. That was insane. Thanks, Chad. Loves my G.G. Allen stories. Just got some Archie's records from the old cereal boxes. Dude, I used to have the Archie's record from the cereal box. That was one of the things I lost in the 2020 fires. I used to collect those. So I had like Count Chocula ones and different ones from different cereal boxes. Yep, that's one of the ones I had, dude. I remember that. The Archie's one was one of my favorite possessions too, man. That is so cool. You tracked that down, dude. Nah, he's actually not though, dude. Lothar. No, I don't give a shit what anyone is. Everyone's got to live with their own trip, right? I got my trip. Everyone's got their trip, but I just don't think it's cool that people put a trip on David that wasn't a real trip. That's the fact. You know, that's the only thing I'm talking about, man. And I hate people that judge without knowing the truth about anything, too. Thank you, So Trendy, D-I-Z-Z. Thank you for those nice words, man. Yeah, those 2020 fires took me out, man. We had a 26-foot fifth wheel. We were living in off-grid for a while, doing just fine. We were living in national parks out here in Oregon, me and Tracy. We had a 1990 Ford F-250 truck with 40,000 original miles that we would pull that thing with. We were set up, man. We had everything you could think of imaginable to be self-sufficient, live. I had enough stuff to start a pop culture museum, which I was getting ready to do. Everything burned, man. All our family photos, 95% of our stuff, because we lived in a space that was about the size of a tiny home. Very, very small space, and so we only had certain stuff in that space. The rest stayed in the storage units. And when they burned, it was devastating, man. It really was. It messed me up bad. Took all my DJ equipment, all my life's everything. I rarely talk about it in depth because it just like brings it right back to the surface. One of these days I got to do a video about it and get it over with. That's pretty cool, Laura. Awesome. Thanks for taking the time to do that, too. What's up, Pookie Velvis? Chance Rush in the house. Brother Chance from Florida. My old longtime friend from the 80s. What's up, Brother Chance? Just sitting around doing a little token, playing some tunes, yakking at the people. It's 42 people in the house, kind of having conversations and whatnot. I'm glad it didn't get you, Angus, man. That stuff was traumatic. We live so close to so many fires all the time. It's just a nightmare, dude. It really is out here in Oregon. You know, Scott, or SOT, Rendy, I really didn't ever really recover from it. You just learn how to deal with the fact that, hey, one thing I learned was unattachment, that's for sure. Because now I don't really collect anything anymore. I am going to take this time to do a quick toke off my little ganja pipe, and I'm going to load another bit of music for you guys. If you guys want to hear another tune, I was going to play something from the Divine Dirt record. I played some Bloody and the Hollow Bodies. I played Bloody and the Purty Mouths. And now I'm going to play something from the Divine Dirt album in a minute here from 2018, produced by the great Rick Agnew from Christian Death and the Adolescents. Papa asked me, what do I think about AI? Oh boy. You know, I'm not a big fan of it, dude, to be honest. I like it using it as a tool when it's needed, but I don't like using it to create songs and to people that cheat and don't make music with a soul. If they want to do that, that's cool. It's just not my thing, man. I've actually had somebody approach me recently that's kind of a known name in punk rock that sent me a song that was AI and wanted to know if I wanted to do the vocals. And I said, absolutely not, man. I don't care. I don't care who it's with. I wouldn't do that. I listened to the song. I was like, oh my God. And they were pitching it to me like it was, you know, I don't want to denigrate this person because it's somebody I love dearly. But yeah, I just didn't want to do it, man. Thank you, Michael. He says he really liked that Bloody and the Hollow Bodies tune. And the country tune wasn't bad either. I appreciate it, man. Andy is in the house. What's up, rocker? Here we go. Andy Action's in the house. Yeah, AI will definitely be humanity's doom. But yeah, like a lot of people, Bella, agree with you. I know a lot of people that use it a lot, man. You know, so it's just a new age, you know. But it can get scary, you know. Lothar says, how did you? I forget. Did you know Brian Douglas Clemens? Yep, I've done stories on this channel about the poet, the late great poet Brian Douglas Clemens. Yeah, he was a trip, man. He was a street poet. I just did a Gigi video recently where I talked about him again in that video too, man. Yeah, right. Lothar does deserve it. I agree, man. I say bring it on, man. I don't want to get into my opinions and my feelings about a lot of stuff because a lot of my beliefs and opinions are pretty dark, man. I just try to keep some of the stuff to myself. Worst Fleabag hotel I ever stayed at? Great question, man. DVNR Cosmic Rock. The St. Mark's Hotel in New York City on the 1994 Bloody Mess in the Scabs Fatal Tour, last tour. It was $25 a night. In New York City, $25. There was rats crawl. We saw a rat crawl under our bed when we opened the door. They said there was 2 murders there a week or a month, something like that. And the place was horrible, just despicable. The people living there were the most creepy, shady, underworld people you'd ever want to meet. And we stayed there and did hardcore drugs for a couple days and watched rats crawl under the bed. There's a story on this channel about that too. If you look it up, it's called The Ugly Breakup of Bloody Mess in the Scabs, the Hungover and Stone Tour. It's worth watching. It's got a lot of hits on it, and it's pretty crazy, man. A lot of really crazy stuff happened at that St. Mark's Hotel. Real dirtbag hotel. Oh yeah, the dark agendas for sure. We could go on all night about that stuff. Absolutely a dark agenda, and there's no question about it. Love the Blue Cheer clip I shared earlier. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that. You met him in Chicago, 2006, when Dickie Peterson was still alive? Heck yeah, dude. I would have loved to have met Dickie in person. Chad says, biker punks for life. Yeah, man. Punk rock weirdo trash forever, bro. I'm still living it. I'm trying to read your messages, guys. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate that nice tip, man. I appreciate very much, man. Definitely do. I'm going through a big change in my life right now, trying to get myself moved. We're going to be moving soon. It's a good time to be getting tips. I appreciate you very much, man. Thank you for that. And if you have any questions, throw them at me, man. Kim's Mondo Video. Next door. I don't know where that was at, Lothar. I know there was one in LA called Mondo Video that used to carry a bunch of my videos. A lot of my underground videos, too, including my old nude apartment tour. Bill Meisner remembers that one if he's still on here. I did it back in the like 90s, early 90s or late 89 or something. I was completely whacked out of my head, and I let my girlfriend film me. It was called Bloody's Nude Apartment Tour, and it was just completely freaking bizarre. Yeah, alcohol does weird shit to you, boys and girls. And somebody told me they actually bought a copy of that at that video store one time, Mondo Video. The one in LA I'm talking about. I was like, oh my God. I was mortified that somebody was selling it. I was like, oh well, who gives a rat's ass? Take a hit for me, bloody. I'm trying to be weed sober. Well, you know what, dude? Then stick with it, bro. If you're trying, look, if you're quitting something that you love, you'll never happen. You have to hate something. So if I'm taking a hit for you, you still have some kind of fondness for weed. You got to lose that, man. It's not a habit. It's an addiction for you, or you wouldn't be trying to quit it. For me, it's a lifestyle. Like it's like I eat, I breathe, I sleep, I smoke weed. But some people, it becomes more than that and they have to quit. I get it. But if you love it, you'll never get rid of it. You have to hate something in order to quit an addiction. But you can do it, bro. I have faith in you. I have faith in you, brother. Bloody, do you like snails? I'm being off topic. Snails? Yeah, they're cool. They're cool creatures, man. I love nature. I'm a nature boy. I like to trip and go out into the woods or to the ocean and find stuff that's alive and just trip out on it, man. Leaves and snails and stuff. Laura went to a hotel that had bed bugs. Eek. That's one of my big nightmares to think. I've never had that happen somehow. Of course, I stayed in a hotel once where they had fleas. That sucked. I didn't get the fleas, but my roommates had flea bites all over there. My bandmates had flea bites. I stayed in a different room, so luckily I didn't get the fleas. But I did have fleas at one of my houses one time where I had fleas and flea bites. I had a cat that had fleas. The whole place I kept having to flea bomb it, but I kept getting fleas. I was all itchy. Bill Meisner will attest to that as well if he's still here. So Trendy says, I've earned a sub from that person. Thank you so much. Not sure if you're a dude or a girl, but much love from a death metal artist myself. Hope you have a dope night, man. Got to put my kid to bed. Good night. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you very much, and hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Road question. When hungry, what did you do for food mostly? God, I used to go broke sometimes touring, man, where I'd have to get money wired to me or go to friends. Like one time I had to go to Gigi's brother Merle Allen and ask him to feed me a tuna sandwich because I was literally starving. And I went to his apartment in New York, and it was kind of hard to get him to do it, but he did it. But mostly I would keep enough money in my pocket to go buy a slice of that big New York City or Chicago style pizza if I was in the big city. Oh, next to the State Marks Hotel, you're talking about the Mondo Video place. I don't remember going there. I do not remember going to that Mondo Video next to the St. Mark's Hotel, but I remember buying some cool records on that hotel that Didi Ramon had swapped in his record collection for Smack. And I kept looking at these records, and a lot of them were autographed to Didi, to Didi, to Didi. I went up to the owner. I'm like, what's up with these records, man? What's the story? Oh, Didi came in to sell all of his records. He fell off the wagon. He's going out to buy drugs. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I bought this cool record by Wayne County and the Backstreet Boys, and it was autographed. It said, to Didi, mucho love, Wayne. And it was really cool. But I lost it in those stupid 2020 fires. I never have been to the Viper Room, man. Chad? I'm trying to catch up with these messages real quick here. I think I'm getting there. Thanks for being here, you guys. Friday night, 45 people hanging out. That's pretty cool. I did my own version of MTV Cribs completely naked. That's awesome. Yeah, it was pretty whack, but it started getting distributed. There's other weird ones out there too that unfortunately I took part in. I'll say no more. Jesus, rude. Hang in there, dude. Bill says, I remember when I moved to LA, I went to Mondo Video and found our Britney video available to rent, and I did. Ha ha ha. That's right, dude. And somebody else told me too, there was another video, the new department tour. Maybe it was like down south in Nashville, or one of my friends in Nashville, I think, or Louisville. And there was another video store that had the apartment tour. I was like, you gotta be kidding. That's crazy, bro. I remember that now. Yeah, SOT Trendy Diz. Yep. You can actually absolutely do it, man. Anything could be quit. I've been down some crazy roads. Somehow I haven't even talked to anybody about, no one even know about, that I've gotten addicted to, and I've gotten free from quite a few things on my own accord, my own, not just willpower, a little help from, other people for a few days, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if you're addicted to something, you can absolutely quit it. It's just, do you want to? If you don't want to, it's not going to happen. And if you hate it, you will. If you hate it, you'll quit for sure. Because that's how I quit my addictions. And I'm not going to talk about those too much because it just, why bother? I'm reading your messages. I can still hear Bert screaming, "Woo, Nature Boy Ric Flair." Yep, he was a big fan. He sure was a big fan of Nature Boy Ric Flair. Where is Tracy? Tracy is actually, dun da da, getting groceries. Yeah, like a good wife he should, right? No, we usually do it together. But she said, I got to get food in this house. I said, I got the money, honey, if you got the time. And she said, okay, I'll go get them. And she said, good luck with your life. That's where she's at, bro. Chad says he used to eat peanut butter shroom sandwiches to trip out. That's what I put shrooms on, peanut butter sandwiches. That's exactly what I do every time. Where's Dreezy? She's up in Portland, 4.5 hours north of us. Last night she was hanging out at the bar called the Scoreboard up in Portland, in which I'm going to be DJing live at. If you're up in the Portland area watching this, I'm going to be DJing up there on October the 15th. It's a Thursday night from 8 o'clock to 12:30 a.m. spinning vinyl and some CDs. Going to be playing punk rock, rock, and killer goth and death rock. It's going to be sick, man. It's going to be kind of like a welcome to town bloody kind of thing. I'm already letting the cat out of the bag. Anyway, I'll talk more about that later, but I'm excited, man. So if you're up in that area or in Vancouver, Washington area, come on down to the Scoreboard in Portland on Thursday, October 15th, and hang out with us, man. They serve food there. They got a bunch of cool pinball machines, and it's being converted into a cool new punk club. It's an old place that was a sports bar, albeit with a punk kind of crowd. But now it's actually becoming a punk club. So I'm getting in on the ground floor there. DJ action. It's going to be fun, man. Buzzing Fret says, hey, Bloody, your ZZ Top John Mayo episode was great. Thank you, man. Didn't get a lot of views on that. I didn't think I would. I kind of know what kind of algorithm most of the tribe members of this channel kind of want, what kind of content they want. So I figured, I'll do this and get a couple hundred views, but whatever. That's kind of a low number, really, but I do it for the art of it, too. I do it because it's my book in video form, and I've got to tell these stories when I get the memories. And when they come up, I just tell them. That's why they're so random sometimes. God, I hate grocery shopping in Big Al. It sucks because the prices of everything are so goddamn expensive, man. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, Angus, glad you said that, man. Being a future father at the time was a big motivator to your stopping your vices mostly. My story exactly. You can thank Nick B for giving Mondo Video all those videos. Yeah, Nick was really bad about getting people stuff that I wish he wouldn't have. Like when I had Gigi Allen came to town in '89 and we hung out for a few days and he recorded with my band and he kept pulling his own hair out of his head and it would just fall to the floor, chunks of his hair. I would walk around behind Gigi with a cigarette cellophane picking up that hair and I would save it. Then he was biting his fingernails because he was a nervous bastard. He's biting his fingernails and spitting them on the floor. And when no one was looking, I picked up those fingernails and put them in the same cigarette cellophane. Locked him up in a case for years. And then one day I found him. And Nick Bugas had given me a bunch of cool autograph stuff and really rare items. I thought, you know what I'm going to do for Nick to make up for all the cool stuff he's given me from my collection? I'm going to give him half these fingernails and half this hair of Gigi's. So I sent it to Nick, and he said, hey, man, send it all to me, and I'll make shrines for them both. So I did, and then he sent it back with this cool-ass shrine that's somewhere online, but mine burned in the 2020 fires. But he made an identical one, which is now hanging in the Museum of Death in Los Angeles. And it's literally a piece of paper with Nick Bugas' art of Gigi, and encased in plastic it says, here are the fingernails of the king of scum rock, Gigi Allen, and here's the actual hair and fingernail remnants and DNA of Gigi Allen, and it's pretty cool. So I am glad that Nick did that at least. He got that to the Museum of Death, so that's still there, and it's an exact replica of the one that I lost. That was one of my prized possessions, man, too, that I would eventually probably have sold for a pretty penny. Hey, as far as the mod thing, that's cool. Laura, I got it right now. I think I will the next time. Maybe I'll coordinate with you, though, and we'll do it for the next one. That way we can keep out the spammers and trolls. I appreciate you, Laura. I have ADHD. I'm having a hard time even focusing on these right now, let alone doing that right now. But yeah, man, you're my friend. We'll make that happen. Question, DBN. Did you your band book scab shows as yourself or used aliases? Bloody, did your band book scab shows as yourself? No, we used the name Bloody Mess and the Scabs, but we never really played a gig that we wanted to get booked at twice. That was the thing. Our whole thing was chaos. We didn't really care about the music a lot. For me, it was about getting wasted and the performance art of the chaotic stage performance, just insanity. Literally a person losing their mind in real time and not really giving an F because of booze mostly. But to me, it was performance art meets crazy music. And yeah, there's some videos that back that up, I guess. Yeah, Lothar says I should do a show. Dude, I haven't had a band since 2020, man. When COVID hit, too many barriers popped up. So I've been doing collaborations since then. I've done some really good ones, though. But yeah, I'm going to be changing gear soon and getting a new location, and I am going to be starting a new band. I actually already have half of a new band assembled, but more on that later. Michael says, can you please put that on YouTube when you do that? I'm not sure what you mean, that live on YouTube. I'm not sure what you mean. The Scoreboard is on Division Street in Portland. You can just Google it real quick. It's a Scoreboard bar. It'll come right up for you on Division Street. Yeah, Joey, if you're around, mark your calendar for me, man. Thursday, October 15th, 8 p.m., dude. Be great to meet you. Make sure if you come out to introduce yourself. Yeah, Laura, you rock, man. I appreciate you so much. You're always so nice to me. Oi, oi, what's up, Scum Dumpster? What's up? Yucky's in the house, man. I'm just sitting here doing my live chat, bro. Yucky is the guy that got me the DJ gig up in Portland. Shout out to Yucky, aka Scum Dumpster, or DJ Scum Dumpster. Yeah, glad you're here, man. Got a lot of cool people in the house. 49 people in the house. Lothar, I like the first album by Screwdriver. I don't like them after that, to be honest. The first one I like a lot because it didn't get into their politics or their personal beliefs that I wasn't into. But that first album is so punk rock, dude. It really is, man. And somebody's trying to call me right now on my screen, and it's the guy that runs my other YouTube channel, The Church of Rock. Ricky Allen does not know I'm doing a live right now. I thought he was incapacitated or in jail or dead or something. I haven't heard from the dude, and he hasn't returned my calls for days. Yet my screen is being lit up by a phone call. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that, man. Wow, dang, Bella. That's hardcore. Yeah, I used to do that stuff on stage, but only when I was drunk. I would I would rip my own hair out and set it on fire sometimes even, man. Crazy shit that I did over the years that I don't like to admit. But when I remember, it's like, as soon as you said that, I'm like, wow, I used to do that too, man. I guess I can't judge you at all. That's for sure. I don't think I did it when I was angry. I just did it because I was drunk and caught up in the moment and just out of my head on whiskey or whatever, you know. But yeah, that's kind of sad. I'm glad you don't do that anymore, man. Chance Rush asking Bill Meisner, what's up, bro? What's up, Faced 666 Blunts? How you doing, man? Glad to have you here, man. Thanks for being here, dude. Been rocking talking here for about an hour and a half. Probably going to wrap it up in about a half hour. I think I might play some more tunes for you guys here in a minute from my Divine Dirt album, if you guys don't mind. Scott says he loves my rock and roll stories. Man, you've been there and back again. Really enjoy your post and your music, rocker. Thank you so much, Scott. I really do appreciate that, bro. Means a lot to me, man. Yeah. Can you imagine if I was sitting here talking to myself? Be like, appreciate you, dude. Scoreboard is in Southeast on 50th and Division. There you go. Thank you, Yucky. Yeah, man, I got to get that memorized, man. But I did know it was on Division at least, right? Actually, my youngest daughter, Audreezy, went out and hung out with Yucky last night at the scoreboard. She hit me up and I told her all about him. And she goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to go down there and meet this dude. He sounds cool as hell. I said, do it, man. Tell him you're Bloody's daughter. And so she went out and they had a good old time, man. Faced 666 Blunt says, I was thinking about making a trip from Georgia to your show. Well, I'm not doing a show. I'm just DJing in a club, man. But if you want to come on out, man, you'd be welcome with open arms, man. Grab yourself a little Airbnb or find somewhere to stay and come out and hang out with us on the night of Thursday, October 15th at the Scoreboard in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, that is Chance, Brother Bill. You're asking about Chance? Yep, that's him. Pookie Velvet, Pookie something. Pookie Elvis? I can't remember, but yeah, that's Chance. Alan says, Yucky. Yeah, Yucky. Al, man, Yucky's a cool mofo, dude. He got a hold of me, man, and really offered me a cool, something really cool to go up there and DJ in Portland on the 15th of October, bro. I'm stoked. He's working on the flyer, he says. Thank you, Yucky, for the time you're putting in on doing that, bro. Appreciate that so much, man. Definitely. All right. Awesome, Joey. Joey's going to come out. He's in Portland. He's going to come out and say hi. Hell yeah, dude. Still on the wagon? Yeah, dude. I don't drink much at all, dude. I've had probably 8 beers in the last, since 2013. So I don't either. So yeah, no pressure, man. Come out and grab a soft drink, man, or grab a soda or some juice or some water, you know. Definitely no pressure to party or drink or any of that, dude, ever. Not around me, man. I'm not going to say I'm not going to drink when I go to the scoreboard because I definitely am going to have a beer with Yucky. What's up, Dylan Smut in the house? What's up, my brother? I'm glad you're here, man. Play more tunes, okay. Glenn says he's going to call me to be a bother. Ha 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 ha. Don't do it, man. It won't go through. I got it on Do Not Disturb, so it doesn't disturb me in the audio sense, but it still pops up on the screen. It's like, okay. Why don't they like make it to where I don't see anything? It still disturbs me. I'm trying to keep up, guys. Play some Joan Jett. Well, I can't play other people's music because there's copyright rules. If I do that, then they demonetize my entire video and stuff. And that's, you know, it's bad enough they don't pay very much. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not that big of a moneymaker. But at my age, any little thing you can do for any hustles to make money is a good money maker. So let's get the Divine Dirt album queued up. If anybody wants to hear some music, I'm willing to play some tunes for you, man. I'm going to do something off the Divine Dirt record that I really do like, actually. I think I'll play the opening intro to the album. Check this out. When we did this record, we ended up doing 2 songs on this record that are completely instrumental, in which me, the singer, is not on at all. But this was more of a concept album for me, From the Underworld. It was named by Bhagavan Das, and a lot of the songs have a lot of deep meaning to me. And then there's a couple of really kick-ass punk rock songs in there too, but it's mostly a kind of a hard rock, a little bit different of a departure of my other sounds, I believe, for Divine Dirt. And a lot of people consider it one of my best albums. I have no opinion of that, but I wanted to play a couple tracks for you guys. And I want to play one of those instrumentals for you. Lindia says, the Joan Jett poster, I love it on the wall. Where'd you get it? It's from a show that I saw in Jacksonville, Oregon in 2017. And that's a poster from the show. And there's a video on this channel about us meeting Joan. We actually followed her van from the venue to the private airport she was flying out of. She got out of that van, a gate closed. Joni's walking towards a little helicopter, a miniature airplane or a helicopter, one of the two, with her band, super loud. But we started screaming, Joan, Joan! And she finally heard us. And then she goes this from way down the tarmac, right? She sees us and she's like, and we're like jumping up and down and doing all this and making noise. And she walks all the way back down to the gate and she goes, you crazy fuckers, man. Wow, how long you guys been out here? What a trip. And Some guy comes out, finally opens the gate. We hung out with Joan for 20, 25 minutes. She was extremely cool. She's like, you guys want to take some photos? Took a bunch of photos with us. She held hands with Sister Tracy. They were both looking charming together. That was great. And it was a great conversation, man. Joan Jett rules. And I got to meet her once before that. Sorry, I get a little excited talking about Joni, man. What's on Division? I'm going to be DJing, my friend, at a club called The Scoreboard on Division Street in Portland, Oregon on Thursday, October 15th, live in person from 8 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. And if you're up in that area, I hope you'll come out, man. Yeah, mark your calendar, The Scoreboard. Thursday, October 15th, 8 o'clock. Please come out, man. Thank you, David. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Big Al. I appreciate that, bro. DBNCR Cosmic Rock. I appreciate that a lot, man. Really cool to hear that, man. I'd like to see some of your poems sometime. Jesus, Dylan. Dark stuff, man. Hope everything's okay, man. As far as with the disability doctors. And you had to go to a funeral for your cousin's son. Sorry to hear that. Hell yeah, Joey, your old stomping grounds, man. Killer. I'm sorry to hear that, Dylan, man. That's a real bummer. You're in bad shape, dude. You got to take care of yourself, man. You might be talking about mentally, right? That's even harder. I totally can relate. Trust me, dude. I can. I remember how mad you got when that dude stole your hat at the pistol show. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, Bob Piccolo. I got pretty mad because that guy grabbed my hat and he was like on PCP or something. Or he was really on some kind of weird mind-altering drug because he just grabbed my hat. He's like, this is my hat. It's mine. And I'm like, what a psycho. Yeah, I was more freaked out than mad, I think. But yeah, I wanted to take care of that dude. But he was definitely, he was nuts, man. He's like on roid rage or something, man. Yeah, I'm going to play some Divine Dirt, man. Here we go. I'm trying to catch up. Rude says, I love Joan Jett. Hell yeah, who doesn't, right? The Runaways too, man. Oh yeah, Division in Portland, my friend, not Chicago. Okay, I used to hang out in Chicago so much, man. I'm from Peoria, Illinois originally. Well, you guys are having some got great comments on here, man. I'm trying to read them all. Do I like any of the New York City hardcore bands? I sure do, man. Yeah, I like Typo Negative a lot, man. Big fan. Just played them on the radio show kind of recently. Oh, you just saw Joan Jett, Chad? That's rad. I'm glad she's still doing it, man. She's the perennial rocker. She's such a workaholic, kind of like Alice Cooper. Never quits, man, you know? All right, I'm going to play the first track from this Divine Dirt album. It's actually an instrumental, and then I'll play one with some vocals for you guys. But this was came out in 2018, self-released, no record label at all. We just did it ourselves. Came out on vinyl, came out on CD, and then it came out on cassette tape. By the way, too, on the Bird Eater Entertainment label. I do have some merch for sale. You can check the description area on this and all of my full-length videos, and you can get my email. And if you want to get any merch, I've got cassettes, some CDs, maybe some vinyl, and some posters and stuff like that. So hit me up. Gonna do a tune, the first song that opened up this album from 2018 called From the Underworld. It's my band Divine Dirt with David Valley on the guitar, Jesse Lee on the drums, and Andy Friend. Actually, you know what? I think on this song, it's got a different lineup because my drummer wrote this song. Jesse Lee wrote this. So it could be Jesse on guitar. Who knows, man? But these guys rock. The song is called From the Underworld. It's the title track of the album. It's an instrumental. Isn't that ballsy to open up an album with an instrumental? We did it. Here it is. It's track 1, man. Here we go. that was keyboards by the great Paul Rossler from the Screamers and 45 Grave, who also produced that album. Actually, no, yeah, he did produce this album. Paul Rossler, genius, legend, awesome, played those keyboards. Thanks for watching that, man. Listen to that. Yeah, I've never really played that much because I'm not on it. I just never talk about it much. But yeah, it's a great kicking song to start the album. And then the next song is called Divine Dirt. So the album is called Divine Dirt from the Underworld, right? And the songs start out with From the Underworld and then Divine Dirt. And that was on purpose. Like I said, it's kind of like a concept album that I've never really talked about. I've never really mentioned that before. But I want to play another tune. I'll play the second song, the tune called Divine Dirt. This one's got some vocals, guys, so let's check it out. Did somebody say keep on rocking? Yes, they did. Here we go.
It's all coming unglued. We gotta stick together. It's never too late to finally get it straight. We wanna wreck up a world. It's all illusion. Life is a blink. Be careful what you think. Divine dirt, divine dirt, divine dirt. Planet on Earth. Divine dirt, divine dirt, divine dirt. Nothing till we get it right. Suffer, suffer. It's all coming unglued. We gotta stick together. It's never too late to finally get it straight. Back to the bone temple. On sweet home. Down on your knees. We read the we show. Divine dirt, divine dirt, divine dirt. Planet Earth. Divine dirt, divine dirt. Planet Earth. Suffer till you get it right. Suffer, suffer. Ha ha. Jagaroo, 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 Jagaroo.
Little song called Divine Dirt from the Divine Dirt from the Underworld album. Thanks for listening to that tune, guys, man. Glad you dig it, man. I appreciate the feedback. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, that was a fun one to do live, man. Thanks, Al. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I write my own lyrics. Absolutely, bro. The Screamers, yeah, man. They were like one of the first LA punk bands, you know. And Paul Rossler recording that album. He's recorded 3 of my albums, actually. Great guy to work with, man. Really great. Just so professional. He's like a wizard. A big-time wizard, man. Suddenly your phone became all black and dead. Yeah, that was weird, man. I had a little thing that started spinning on my end that said reconnecting all of a sudden, man. So I'm with you, rude and bad. Anyway, glad you guys are here, man. Friday night, kicking off the weekend, right? 45 people in the house now. Thanks for being here. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Tons of rock and roll tales from the last couple of years, 2.5 years. What do I think about the Sex Pistols touring with the new singer? I'm not a fan, man. I'm just old school. Not against the guy or anything. The dude's fine. People are digging it. My friends have seen him and said they were great. But I don't think I'd go, to be honest with you. I just don't think I'd go, man. You know what I'm saying? Friday night Divine Dirt. Yeah, that's right, man. It's the Divine Dirt chat. Trying to be all sly and do this off camera. So the algorithm. Yeah, Chad, right? Oh, Sydney. Hey, man. It's all awesome that you guys took some time to chill with me on a Friday night. The weekend is here. Going to be coming up with some more stories for this weekend to post. Trying to get as much as I can up before the month ends. And yeah, new messages popping up for review. Not going to go for it because it's always the trolls or somebody saying something about my mom or something. Not always. Sometimes it's just somebody saying something that the algorithm tends to think is like bad words. It's like, give me a break, man. My poor virgin eyes and ears, how will I ever handle it? Everyone listen to the Church of Rock on Sunday. Thank you, Stan Bowman, Center Stan, making a plug for my radio show. I guess I should do that once in a while. Yeah, if you want, man, write this down or rewind this video later. But you can check out my radio show. It's been on for over 26 years, man. Sunday night, it's going to be happening, man, from 6 p.m. Pacific time until 8 o'clock Pacific time, right? 2 hours of shite on a Sunday night. You can tune in with live streaming at www.kskq.org, whatever. And again, if you forget that, you can just rewind the video. But it's 6 o'clock on Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern times. Sunday night, kskq.org. Tune in and hear some killer punk rock and super cool psychedelia and some weird B-sides and deep album cuts and some metal. A little bit of everything. Some gothic, death rock. Got a really couple of killer death rock songs we're playing this weekend. People talking some stuff, man. Best show he's been to was a backyard birthday party. Hawaiian luau with a Slayer metal duo playing among Long Island Italian Guidos and U.S. rocker kids. That's awesome, man. Too funny. Do I like German punk? I do, but I don't know a ton of it. My favorite German punk band is the Bodyguards. Well, they were actually a band that, forget the name of the damn band originally, but they called themselves something else. And then to do an album with Pat McGlynn of the Bay City Rollers, they called the album Pat McGlynn and the Bodyguards. And it's a super awesome record, man. Kind of hard to get, man. And luckily I have the vinyl version and they have the EP, the 12-inch vinyl as well, vinyl EP version of it. But Pat McGlynn and the Bodyguards, some of the songs are actually on YouTube. And they're super trippy, like early, it's like 1980. Punk rock with Pat McGlynn and the Bodyguards in Germany. He went there and just got coked up with these guys that had a ton of money and they had access to a studio and they had a band and they ended up sitting and partying with Pat, plowing him with all this coke, and he'd recorded this whole album and had forgotten about it all. So when I met Pat McGlynn, he didn't even know about this German band. He's like, that came out on a record? I barely remember being in that studio. I was so high. And I'm like, what a trip, man. So that's one of my favorite German punk rock bands is the Bodyguards. Super obscure, though. What's up, Jennifer? In the house, the Ramones. Hell yeah, the Ramones rule. Big fan. Top 10. Middle Class Pig Records in Germany. I never heard of that one. My band, the Scabs, Bloody Mess and the Scabs, had a 7-inch that came out in Germany on No Risk, No Fun Records, which was pretty cool. I have not heard that band, Bella. I have not. You can always email me links at my email. That'd be awesome. Some people do that, and then I save them and play them on the radio show. It's so hard when I talk to people on like Insta and Facebook and on here to remember all this stuff. But when people send it to me directly, I usually immediately save it into my other little folder that goes for the radio show. Joey says, wow, you live and learn. Even us old dogs. I'm going to have to check it out. I love old crew and Nikki Six. Yeah, thanks for that info, Bill. Awesome. I'm not familiar with the Tupperwares, but I need to check them out. I like the Ramones way more than the records. Nice. Oh, that's cool, Bella. Thanks, man. Yeah, Instagram. I'm on Instagram at bloodyf.mess. If you guys are on Instagram, check me out there. I'm sure I'm already connected to most of you people on Instagram. You can't hear me. I'll yell louder. I think your phone is messed up, bro. I don't know, dude. Rude and Bad says he can't hear me, so I'm hoping the sound's okay for everyone else, man. Hey, we're almost at the 2 hour mark, man. I'm probably gonna say have a killer weekend. I got some stuff I need to rock out here tonight, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me and talking shop and just being ultra cool as usual. It's been definitely worth it for me, and I hope you dug the music I played tonight and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm probably gonna do the countdown and go ahead and leave this party because it's been real, man. But I got to do some other real cool stuff like eat food, drink coffee, smoke weed. No, I got a lot of stuff to do, man. But I wanted to hang out with my the tribe, for a couple hours on a Friday night, man. Thanks for being here, man. Good night, my friends. Thank you, Senator Stan. Butt rock for sure. Bill. Have a good night, Faced. Take it sleazy, Jennifer. Good night, Brother Glenn. Talk to you on the Church of Rock, man, on the airwaves. Adrian, cheers, man. Peace. Dylan, dude. Hope you feel better, man. Keep in touch, dude. Sending good vibes your way, man. Papa, yeah, that coffee, man. It's calling my name. Hey, bro, I love you too, Bill. You know that. Everything is better than before. So many people beating on your door. Good night, Nick. See you later, Angus. Thanks for being here and for all the goodness, man. Andy Action. Good night, rocker. Ending the stream early today. No, man, I've been on for 2 hours, dude, man. Bella, thank you so much. I called you dude, man. No, I usually do 2 hours, but I think last time was my record. I think last time I was on for 2 hours and 36 minutes or something. Bella's saying, don't leave. Man, that makes me feel good, man. Thank you, Joey. Bella, you rock, by the way. You do. Laura, you totally rock. Thank you so much, man, for being here and for your support of the channel and all that good stuff. Joey, I'll catch you October 15th in Portland, bro, at the Scoreboard. Playing some killer tunes in Portland, Oregon on the 15th of October. The Cabinets. Cheers, Angus. Have a good one, man. Thank you for watching the ZZ Top video, my friend. I appreciate you. Virago89. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate your support. There's another ZZ Top video on the channel, too, by the way. If you scroll down my videos list, there's another cool one about me actually getting to meet Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, which was fun. Lothar, good night, my friend. Thanks for being here, dude. Later, Rude. Take it easy, man. I hope you're doing. Hope your phone is okay. I hope you're okay, man. Rock and roll. Come on, Rude. Quit tripping, bro. Quit tripping, G. Gary G. I'm just watching the stuff unfolding on the screen in front of me. If you guys are reading it, you know what I'm reading, right? Bella, is everything cool? Is everything cool with your dude? What's your boy? Oh, it's getting windy here. Crazy Southern Oregon stuff blowing against the window. I did a video last night and somebody said, dude, if you look in the window at 13 minutes after and 10 seconds, something's going on in the window of your house. And I was like, went outside. Oh yeah, there's like bushes growing there. It gets windy here sometimes. And it was the leaves moving when I was doing the video. But I was talking about some dark stuff, so I could see why somebody would think it was freaky. The timing was kind of uncanny. Oh shit. Jennifer, have a good night, man. All right, the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Watch it not let me out of here. I like that one night. 1. All right, man. Biker front punks from hell signing off. Cheers, guys. Catch you on the flip side. Catch you on the flip side. The flip side. The